Additional mental health workers have arrived in Attawapiskat to counsel the community through its latest suicide crisis. The First Nations chief declared a state of emergency over the weekend after 11 suicide attempts in a single day. Joining us now via FaceTime from Moose Factory, Ontario is Deborah Hill. She's the chief nursing executive for the Weeneebayko Area Health Authority. Thank you for joining us, Deborah. Deborah, it's Marcy. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's good.
Hi.
It's good to have you with us. We just mentioned the chief declaring a state of emergency, and in that same press conference that he did that, he talked about a suicide pact. And now we're hearing that 9 young people were taken to hospital just yesterday. I think we're having some technical difficulties with Deborah. I want to make sure that she can hear. Deborah, can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear now. Sorry.
It's okay. Did you hear the question I was asking?
Not the end of it.
Okay, so just wanting to talk about the fact that the chief had mentioned a suicide pact and in the press conference that he gave, and now we're hearing that young people, 9 of them as I understand it, were taken to hospital by community members just yesterday. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, in a teleconference yesterday afternoon, the chief did confirm that he had heard rumors that there was a suicide pact, and I had confirmation from my team in the early evening that 3 had arrived and 6 more were en route related to this alleged suicide pact. So the team was all on the ground and ready to receive them. I do believe that most of these children were apprehended prior to any ingestion of pills or drugs, which has been the past few evenings is what we have been trying to manage is the actual overdoses. So last night was really managing from a mental health and counseling perspective.
What does it say, Deborah, that teens would see this as their only option?
What's been relayed to me, my many conversations with the community is, and many of the communities up here, I hear the common theme that the children don't feel they have any hope. They don't feel there is a future. I think living in poverty and in communities where there's high levels of suicide, addictions, alcoholism, that it's not a very great environment for a child to grow up in. And so the repeated theme we hear is the children don't have hope for their future.
You know, and it's interesting when you look at the suicide attempts because it's the ages of 11 to 71. And while our focus has been on younger people, there are older people attempting suicide as well. How do you break through when there are so many different root causes here? How do you and your team break through something like this?
Our team is really only one spoke in the wheel. You know, we're the healthcare provider in the community, and it takes much more than a healthcare provider to make a dent in this. There's systemic issues. We've been having great teleconferences with both the federal system, the provincial system. A lot of the chiefs' assemblies have come together, and I'm really hopeful that there's going to be a concerted effort to deal with the systemic issues, because there's not just one player at the table here that can make a difference on their own. This is going to take a big effort to look at housing, water, youth programs, things for children to do, as opposed to just hanging out in groups in and around the community.
Before I let you go, Deborah, I just wanted, because you're able to provide some information on the teens that were brought in by the community, can you confirm the ages?
No, I'm sorry. When I talked last night, I know they were youth. I know they were under 18, but I didn't get into those details by each individual. But they seem to all be around the same age that we've been seeing for the past 2 months, between 12 and 15.
All right, Deborah, thank you for what you're doing and all the best, and we'll keep in touch, okay?
Okay, thank you.